Hey everyone, welcome back to Is Your Six Covered? We're going to be talking about fault security, and not all locks are created equal. When somebody needs a lock, they basically will go to a hardware store, whether it's a big box like Lowe's or Home Depot or your local Ace Hardware store as well, Tractor Supply shops. And basically the locks start off very cheap and inexpensive, and as you work your way up, you end up finding better locks of better quality materials and basically a little higher level of security. So today we're going to talk about Masterlocks. And Masterlocks have been around for a long time. Lots of people purchase these and they use them for everyday stuff, whether it's locking up your shed, your barn. Maybe you have a tool bin at a construction site and you want to make sure all your equipment is there when the next morning comes around so you can get to work. But when we're looking at locks, they come in different levels, and Masterlock has a pretty good way of telling you what type of lock it is by the dots of security. So as you get more dots, and I don't have the box in front of me that I can tell you exactly how many dots, but some of the higher end ones, they'll basically have 6 or so dots for security, where some of the lighter weight ones, like the ones you're looking at now, will have a lot less. Now the lock you're seeing here is a lock that would be used basically, and you'd see them in trucks, whether they're locking somebody's bike to their vehicle, anything like that. Maybe a mailbox with the slit in it to keep it from, someone stealing your mail. Some of the problems is people will overbuy a lock and not spend the money or the quality of money needed for the chain that it's going to be attached to. So you can buy a very, very expensive, high dollar, bomb-proof lock, and then you'll see people that'll basically ultimately fail by putting a very cheap made chain on it. So anytime you're going to buy a lock, and you're going to use a chain, you got to match the quality of the chain as well to the style of lock and the stuff that you're going to be protecting.
I'll give it to you right away.
So this video started out because 2 probationary firefighters at the station had to teach a class on conventional forcible entry. And what happened was I started videoing this and just was basically floored by some of the results that we found. And later on in the video, this is a very long video, so you can fast forward to certain sections, and I'll probably put it in the description below so you can find it. But these locks that you're watching right now basically are very similar and cheap made. Now the one you're looking at right now was a higher quality lock that didn't perform to the standards that it should have. This thing was bomb-proof looking. A lot of people go out and buy this lock thinking that things are going to be very secure. It says boron, carbide, and it's definitely very false when it comes to thinking you're going to get a high-quality lock when looking at this thing. It's a big, bulky lock that looks like, it'd take an armored tank to get through. And after 2 strikes, this thing failed epically, as some people would say. But there is higher quality locks, better locks for the money. Now this lock that we're messing with right now was $20. And $20 for a lock, you think, you're buying something that's definitely got some quality behind it. It's going to last a long time. It should be secure. It should be what people would appear to think would be a very high quality lock. What's kind of nice about the video, and then you'll see later on, but this lock will be cut in half, and it'll give you an idea what it looks like inside and how a lock's basically designed and some of the content when it's all cut in half and gutted out so you can look at it. Now for $7 more, and you'll see this lock coming up, you're going to get a lot more quality, you're going to get a lot more security, and just overall a way better lock. So it's kind of hard to describe the differences because all locks basically look alike. So you really gotta get in there and look at these, look at what the packaging says as far as security and the ratings that it gives. Now most people,
How much was this one?
are just gonna buy a lock, lock up their stuff, and just hope for the best, as probably most of us always will. But if you have a construction field and your livelihood depends on making sure your equipment stays, you know, you spend lots and lots of money with tools, nail guns, saws, and all that stuff that makes your day go by that you use daily. You go and you put it in a tool bin, you lock it up, and thinking it's going to be there the next day, and it's not because you kind of skimped out on a tool. Makes for a very unfortunate next day. So, right here you see what we call a duckbill, that black metal object that's shaped like a wedge. We stick it in between the clasp and the lock, and it, as you put pressure on it via hitting it with a sledgehammer or a flat-headed axe, it drives the pins apart and pops the locks. This lock here, as the rest of them that you've seen in the video, were made by Masterlock. But this lock was $27. And $27 is expensive. But when you saw the lock fail with 2 hits earlier, that lock was $20. So for $7 more, you're getting much more of a lock than you'd ever find out of the $20 lock. Now, if it's stuff you don't really care about, you're just basically keeping the honest guys out, then not so much a big deal. But if you need to lock up maybe a trailer, you know, like a box trailer with all your items in it that keeps you working every day, or whatever the case is, maybe you got some, you know, ATVs or whatever in the trailer, it's going to be important to know that that stuff's going to be secure. So this lock here took us 45 minutes, 40-ish minutes to break open. Now, we weren't going to let any lock beat us, and the guys were going to sit there and pound on this thing till it did break, whether it was an hour, 2 hours, or 10 hours. But everybody was pretty darn impressed with this lock. And for $7 more, that's not too bad. This thing took multiple hits. We broke one sledgehammer. This duckbill that you see there, the top of the striking end, the head of it, had mushroomed out from all the force being applied. We hit this thing so many times that the chain that it was attached to, it was 2 short pieces of chain, had a grade 8 bolt that got sheared off. And towards the end of the video, you'll see that there's a lot of wear and tear on the chain from all the striking. But if you're interested in getting a good lock, make sure you get a good quality, you know, whether it's Masterlock or Schlage or whatever. But just spend some energy into making sure that you're buying the right stuff for what you want locked up. So with that said, the video is going to continue on. You're going to see lots of beating on this lock. I'll show you some good pictures, and then I'll also show you the interior or the guts of what this lock looks like. And they're very similar, just the quality of materials inside the lock, the solid state of a lock instead of it being sheets of metal compared to that other big lock that you saw that got hit with 2 strikes. is definitely an upgrade. So when you're buying a lock, make sure you buy a good one. So you guys have a great day. Hopefully this may help somebody to keep their items. It'll definitely help keep the bad guys from getting your stuff, because everything's expensive and we want to be able to keep it if we're going to spend our money on items. So you guys have a great day. And remember, is your six covered? Thanks again. Bye for now.
Yeah, don't buy the 21 though. $5 more will do it for you. $5 more. How much is this one? $20? That was 20, like 99 cents. 26 for 95. How much are these ones? 4 for $20. 4 for $20. Yeah, the blue ones were $6. And these are $6 for 2. I got the cheapest ones. $3. Yeah, I gotta do this and go gamble for an hour.
I broke the bolt. Hey, what are you guys thinking on time? 5
Man.
An hour? An hour? That's so hey, so we didn't even hit the, we didn't check the it was on the other side, look. Yeah, we hit the opposite side. We hit the opposite side. That's the side we pulled. No, that's the side we pulled. I can see the, yeah, that's the side we pulled. Yeah. No, you guys broke. Where are the bubbles coming from? This side? Yeah, this is the side that comes undone. Yeah. Can you see that gold underneath the metal flake on the side? Or the inside? Yeah, this side just couldn't hold it. I'm not afraid of that. You should be able to bent back this way from the force and it popped.